Sorry guys, my throat's a little bit screwed up. Yeah, this is MD865, and if I fidget randomly, don't mind me, my ankles are in a lot of pain. So, people thought my last video on Age Slash was salty. Wow. First of all, though, before I start on Gengarite being suspect tested as he speaks through gritted teeth and literally wants to just go to Smogan and say, "What the hell are you doing?" I'll get into that in a few minutes. But first of all, I got a couple things to say. This is kind of like because I do want to get into that. I'm going to dig into the meat of the matter badly because it is irritating to me. Yes, anyone who notices I did shave. Thankfully, the last video I think I was shaving, except this is, I got a little bit, actually, it's over here. I got a little bit over here, still got some over here, tiny bit, and I got a little bit more. But for the most part, I'm shaved, I look better. I don't look like I'm, like, yeah, I don't look like a bum. Yeah, but, so, you know how a couple of videos back I said, like, the thing is, with me, I've been keeping something from a few people who really should know about it, and they don't know, and this, like, what I'm about to say is extremely applicable to what, like, the current situation is, and it is basically this. There's something, in a way, I don't have the courage to say, but I just haven't gotten the chance, which irks me to no end. I need it badly, because it's really starting to drive me crazy. There's that, there's something I don't necessarily have the courage to say, in a way, but it's eating me alive every day. Now, anyone who's ever kept something from someone, or a couple people, or a group, you know what it's like to, like, sort of, it compresses inside of you, and it just, like, it eventually just crushes you and eats at you. It hurts eventually. It almost gets to the point where it physically, it can manifest physically. I won't say it does for everybody, because that's a load of crap. It doesn't. I'd be lying to say it does. But, like I said, it's just, and it's not good to, like, keep stuff in. Like, I've had a couple of videos back where I talked about a couple people who did that. One who I knew of, well, he hadn't come out to his parents. But that was like way back now. He did find, which is a while ago. And then there was someone else. Someone else, like, wow. I don't remember. I said there's another person I knew who was keeping, was it secrets from, oh man, what was it? Was keeping some secret. I can't remember. I think it was a secret about, like, that. Well, not really a secret. He was just keeping it in. He wanted to break up with his girl because it was, like, driving him crazy. Like, he was just, like, he was not happy. Not the other guy. There was a different guy. And I told him, eventually you're going to have to break up with her. It's driving you so completely berserk. If you let it go like this, it's going to eat at you. He's like, I know, but I just can't do it. I'm like, only because I won't say I'm in the same scenario right now, and that's not the thing I have to say either. If I wanted to break up with my girlfriend, believe me, we'd have a discussion about it and it'd be done. There would be no real, there might be a little bit of, but it would be, I'm sure she'd be, I don't know. Well, I don't know if she'd be totally fine with it, but I don't know. So the point is, but yeah, it's not that. So no one thinks it's anything to do with that. It doesn't have anything to do with that. And it's not an easy thing to keep stuff in, guys. Like, if you do it, don't do what I'm doing right now, because it can really just, it's bad. Like, it does, man. It's not a lie. I fast, like, last night I was up till 3 a.m. The night before I was up till, like, the night before last Saturday, I was up till probably about 2:30. Friday night I was up fairly late because I was nervous about something. I was up till, like, wow. I was up till, like, probably about 3 again, and then I woke up around, like, around 8 and couldn't go back to sleep. Anyone have those nights, you know, you wake up and you're like, damn it, I didn't get enough sleep, and that's like, you're just like, can I just pass out for a little longer? And then you fucking can't, and it frustrates you, and it bothers you, etc., 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 etc. The list goes on and on and on. It's annoying as hell. But, and that's what can happen to people who keep stuff in. But yeah. So it's not a good thing, and I wish I could really tell the people who I need to tell. It's not a good thing to have it sort of gripped around you and like just like a vice. It really is. But yeah, I don't know. So but now I'll get into the 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll talk about it a little tad more. Again, only because, and I've seen the effects that it can have on people keeping stuff in, like I said about my other friend, then my other friend with his girlfriend. Like, obviously two completely different scenarios, but still, the point is that it's a similar thing, because you're keeping stuff, you know, and you're keeping it bottled up, etc. So it's like, it can just, it really, and I saw what they did to them. One of them, just, again, he messed him up so bad. He losing sleep too. He was, a lot of the same stuff. Like, it can affect you, like, dramatically. And, like, he was, I don't know what he was doing, I forget about it. I think he was like, must have been going to gym a ton, because his abs look ridiculously phenomenal. That must be the one thing he was doing a lot of. That must be the one thing he was doing, I don't know. And I know he's eating a lot of, like, he loved hot fudge sundaes. I'm sure he still does, and he loved, what were they called, Boston cream donuts. Yet he had abs that were like a model's or like out of some comic book. Logic. Just logic. Yeah. Anyone else eat like that, as everyone knows, you know, you'd probably gain about how many pounds, how fast? Let's think. People like that, guys or girls, just like, it's mind-boggling. I don't understand that. But, you know, it's lucky for them in a way. I'm happy for them, but it's like, wow. Speaking of which, I have a salad and banana bread right by me. I'm going to eat that very soon. And I have this. It's grapefruit. It's good. Drink it. I'm turning a poster boy for this stuff. This is ice. Now, for anyone who's drank what's it called before? Did I really use Propel? This stuff has more antioxidants than Propel. It tastes almost as good, not quite. Propel's a little better because this company takes me. They don't have a great flavor that I know of, which is like really nervy. But okay, never mind. My bitching about that aside. Yeah, so it's not good to keep shit in. Anyway, moving on past that, and like, oh my god, it's just no. Like I said, I wish I could tell people I need to tell. I hope I can, because it's brutal. It's how it is, and people may think I'm not being dramatic. It's really affecting me, not in the best ways. Anyway, on to Gengarite. Now, people thought I was salty about the fucking Aegis/Slash BS. So I know video production will decrease. I kind of doubt it, but considering, I mean, I got a fair bit of views on the last one, which was good. But yeah, Gengarite, the fact that it's even being suspected is asinine. For one, it's in the ban tier to begin with. Ubers is like the ban tier for everything from OU that's deemed OP, whatever. And I don't equate that to logical, because, well, let's think. Mega Gengar doesn't have a lot of counters, no. Because you can't switch into it, otherwise you're trapped. But it has, I don't want to say innumerable checks, but it has a myriad of checks. Ho-Oh, unless that's in Power Rock. If that's in Power Rock, Ho-Oh's pretty much fish out of water. It's going to be screwed. I guess especially defensive Kyogre, because that is a thing. Now, people who think, well, you could run Calm Mind or Specs, aren't those better? In a sense, they are. In a sense, it depends on your team structure, your team composition, but, like, and what you're looking for in a special wall. Because Kyogre, especially defensive, can live any hit from Gengar fairly easily. And unless it has Taunt, that's the other problem. If it has Taunt and Sub with Dual Stab, that Kyogre's screwed. Because if it has Sub when you come in thinking you're going to break it and then Thunder Wave it, it'll taunt you, you won't be able to T-Wave it, and then it'll just have to sit there firing Scalds. One Scald breaks Sub, but 2 Sludge Bombs after Rocks have the potential, if one crits, to, well, it's basically guaranteed to 2 KO if one crits. But it has the potential after Rocks, and I believe 1 layer spikes to 2 KO, I think. So that's not good. But this is also assuming you're not running max special defense. This is assuming you're running a little in special attack, so you have some oomph there. I mean, and I say oomph only because in Ubers, a lot of things are stupidly bulky, as everyone knows who plays that tier. Things tend to live at like the little tiniest of smidgens, and it's just like, it's sort of, you know, it makes you sad face a little bit. It makes you a sad Pangori, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it sucks, and it's awful, but it happens. And, but, find me. Anyway, but yeah. And the other thing is, like, again, hello, perhaps special defense Kyber, Rock Arceus. Rock Arceus is a decent stop to it, because it can hurt it pretty badly. Dark Arceus to a degree, because the Recover Refresh variant with, like, Calm Mind Judgment, it will destroy it if the Gengar doesn't have Taunt. It will literally rip it to pieces, because it can't do anything after a Calm Mind. It literally, Sludge Bomb does, like, nothing. It does, like, 30%, if that, so you're good. I mean, even Kyurem White's iffy because you can't really switch in too easily, but with the Spec D bulk it has, it probably can. Even things like that are more random, like AV Zekrom. AV Zekrom's decent if people run that. It could work. As long as the damn thing doesn't have Destiny Bond. If it has Destiny Bond, you're fucked. Because then it's going to take you right down with it. That's the thing, though, why. So a part of me understands why it's being suspected, unlike Aegislash. Because the Perish trapping bullshit is ridiculous. That's really fucking annoying. Taunt, with its high 130 speed, I believe it is, makes it pretty damn ridiculous, too. Because 130, most people know this. The things in Uber's tier, let's put it like this. The benchmark for fast is 100. So you know you're not zippy, McZip, unless you have 100. And things like Genesect fall just short at 99. Hell, Hydreigon is pseudo-viable in Ubers only because it's 98. So Evoltal and Xerneas literally outspeed by 1 point. And Evoltal can't really touch Hydreigon anyway. But Xerneas, however, we know, well, it kind of meets Xerneas in a back alley and proceeds to shove its horns down its 3 faces and just kind of decimates it. That's how it goes. Like, Xerneas doesn't give one damn about Hydreigon. Unless it's like Life Orb Iron Tail it switches into. Then you might be in a bit of trouble. But yeah, I mean, again, the Perish trapping bullshit can be annoying. Taunt's annoying. It's more a support move. Well, I'll sum up in a more collective statement. Perish Song, Taunt, what is it? Substitute, make it kind of a bitch. Because if you don't play or predict right, it will screw you over. And that, now some people might say, but that's part of the reason that Aegislash, like that was, you know, some of the things they talk like the prediction games. Well, if people don't want to think around that goddamn thing, I hate to be like a dick. Like, don't play OU. Like, I'm not saying don't play the game. I'm saying don't play OU. Like, if you have that much of an issue with it, fucking play RU and use Doughblade. Like, Doughblade's a lot simpler because it doesn't have King Shield, doesn't have that shenanigan bullshit. I will admit, at times it can be hard to predict around, but even then, that's no excuse to ban the damn thing. I mean, yeah, its move pool is decent enough. Especially Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword is pretty coveted with fighting. Not many pokes learn it. Barring the Musketeers, that thing, and Doughblade, I believe. It's too bad Samurott doesn't learn it. It's really stupid it doesn't actually, but those are the ones I know that learn it. Of course, I'm not counting Stabmons, where every goddamn thing learns Sacred Sword and Secret Sword that's fighting, which is actually pretty OP when you think about it. But so, and unlike Aegislash, Mega Gengar has a giant support move pool. That's the thing. Aegislash, you could have run the sub-toxic Shadow Ball King Shield bullshit, which I just consider it so annoying. That's the one set I kind of agree with it rising slightly in popularity because it was kind of a dickish set and it could really like nerf you over bad if you didn't know what the hell you were doing. But if you can't break around the normal sets, you probably shouldn't play OU that much. You probably shouldn't if you do at all, because it's a thing you have to do. Because that's Aegislash was, a lot of people called him one of the defining pokes of the 6th generation metagame, and people got to think about this. In a sense, he was, because think about what he checked. Like I said in my last video, Mega Gardevoir was basically complete stop. Mega Medicham was literally complete stopped. A couple other things were just Mega Heracross had to carry EQ to hit it. Even Keldeo to some degree was stopped, unless it was like Specs Hydro Pump. It was just there was nothing really of those that could touch it. Even Mega Venusaur struggled to deal good damage to it, whereas like Flash Cannon from a special attacking one did a lot. And anyone who says that, oh, but you need Life Orb to do damage, the thing is 150 base attack stats in Blade form. Not really. Which is what I find funny. Anyone who says it ran Life Orb, I don't know what OU metagame you've been playing, but almost everyone I saw, and I'm fairly high on the ladder, so I don't know how many people have been playing Showdown lately. I'm not looking at them in particular, but there are a couple people who said this, and it was kind of weird when I heard this. Most I've seen are Policy, Weakness Policy, and Leftovers. So I don't know who's seeing Life Orb. I've seen like 9, maybe 10-ish, 11 with those. That's it. The majority of the rest, which is probably like in the 100 by now, how many OU games I played this gen, is Lefties, Weakness Policy. And like I said, I played hundreds of OU games. I've played probably over 500 this generation. And I have not seen that many Life Orbs on him. That's a waste of his good bulk and shield form. That's a waste if people are hazard stacking. It's stupid. It was especially dumb to do that set during the Dio Sharp days, because Dio was hazard stacker extraordinaire right there. Dio, of course, not Dio-S necessarily, too frail. Bulkier, obviously, a lot than Deox Attack, but even then. Not the Deox Attack with ever OU, oh my god. No, thank you. I'd be like Arceus being OU. Well, not really, because Arceus is just so balanced, it's stupid. At least if you look at the Deox Attack funny, it goes away. It's just like, I'll never understand. I'm struggling for words here only because I segued a little bit, but, because again, Bisharp was even more of an irritation. So running Flash Cannon, honestly, and plus it was even more of a detriment to an extent when facing stuff like Sylveon with high special defense, and other stuff like that, where Ironhead was better in most scenarios. It just was. Safe Rifle's like Mandibuzz maybe, but Mandibuzz is one check / counter. The thing had a myriad of those. It did. And I call Mandibuzz more a counter because it could switch into basically anything it threw at it. Barring like a modest or quiet HP Ice or Flash Cannon. That's about the only thing it couldn't switch into. Everything else was like gravy for it. It was like I'm Mandibuzz. Go away. Yeah. But Mandibuzz, really was one of the couple things that really just... There are a couple... Heatran to an extent didn't have Sacred Sword. You just had to figure out what move it didn't have. And once you did that, you basically knew what to switch into it every time. Because you'd just be like, up this, up this, up this. And again, I said in the last video, most teams had at least one thing typically that could pretty much deal with it. For the most part. Again, even AV Conkeldurr, if it was a Shadow Ball, Shadow Sneak, and then the Sacred Sword Ironhead set, I switched in all day. Because a lot of those ran Max Special Attack, because, they want that nice damage up on Shadow Ball, because physically defensive Rotom Wash is the thing, and it will wall the shit out of you. As will Gliscor. Even Gliscor, special defensive, I again said this last part, Rotom Wash, it was kind of a joke, but yeah. I'm segueing off Gengar, so I gotta go back to him a little bit. Gengar, again, other than his shenaniganry he can pull off with that high-ass speed and a good support move pool, and his obscene special attack, 170 is insane. That's higher than most Supers. That's higher than Reshiram. That's as high as White Kyurem. That's ridiculous. But again, the thing is, he loses his ground immunity. So Ground's Earthquake just ground pounds him, no pun intended, but it does. It rips his face open. And his third eye, too. Yeah, it rips all that open. And he should really get an eye patch for that. It's just weird, it's staring, But yeah, it gains some bulk. I think it has 90 special defense and 80 defense. But by Uber standard, that's frail as shit. Rayquaza has more bulk than that. Palkia does. Almost everything. Dialga I know does, because Dialga's part steel. To me, to ban Gengarite from that tier would be a little bit excessive, but I'm also on the fence a little bit. I can sort of see why they would. But at the same time, no. If you did that in the tier where all the banned things, all the things are, then I won't say I'll balance the metagame worse than frickin' banning Aegislash did. That was, again, like I said, absurd. That's obscene. It's so stupid. It barely got banned, which is even more asinine. But Gengar honestly should stay, I think. It's really dumb that they... Again, I'm a little on the fence, but I'm more like 75 they don't do it, 25 they do. 75% of me is like, And anyone who just heard a Boston accent, I'm not actually from Boston. I don't know what the hell that happened. But just anyone who votes or ladders for this crap, please at least consider what you're doing. Gengarite really does not deserve to be banned. Like, it's not like... I don't know. And then someone, I hope it was a joke, jokingly said Mega Mawile was being tested for Ubers. That's a load of shit. If that thing... I'll stop playing OU if that thing goes up. I will. I'll stop because I can't handle that anymore. Not bad enough I lost 5 games in a row last night and then finally won 1. That was horrible enough. I went from like 1755 to like 1700. That pissed me the hell off. Maybe even 1690. I don't know. So the thing is, please, like I said, think about what you're doing, people. Anyone who votes for that to be banned, think about it. It's too frail, and most special, even tanks, can switch into it fairly okay because it usually doesn't have coverage moves. It runs the dual stab and then periodically dazzling gleam or focus miss. So that doesn't hit hollow. It doesn't hurt it. I just don't understand. But anyway, hell, you want to be really weird? You can even, if you want hollow to be a full stop to it, run 240 HP, a lot in special defense, and then dump the rest in attack and give it Thunder Wave. Because hollow does get Thunder Wave, which is weird, just like Lugia. Which, sure, flying types with Thunder. Yeah, okay, whatever. Other than like Zapdos and Thundurus. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. But yeah, so like I said, everyone just kind of, second guess yourself a little bit when you're voting, because there are plenty of better things to debate about in the Pokemon community than banning freaking Gengarite from the ban tier. Come on now. But yeah, like I said, at the beginning of this video, I'll just kind of reiterate that again, Something I don't necessarily have the courage to say, but it is eating me alive every day. And if anyone understands that reference, you're very good. And it's more, I know, almost a way, I guess, in a way, the way of speaking to say it, which is the people who I need to tell, because it's just not good. But yeah. Anyway, that was... I'm sorry if I seem kind of... But I am, because, like I said, what I talked about earlier in this video is eating at me. It's doing a number. So, it's... But it is what it is. Anyway, guys. Yeah, like I said, this is MD865, and I'm out, and do not ban Gengarite, please. Please. Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers and toes. I don't have my toes. I'm exaggerating. Yeah, so I'm out. Yeah. And, oh yeah, free agent. Yeah, that's all I can say. Not free agent, free agent. There were hashtags on Showdown that day that said free agent. I'm just like, they're not wrong. But yeah. So I will peace out of here, guys. I'll see everybody later. Goodbye.